And what is up, guys? Technicals Tinkers here, back checking in on the 3D print operations. If you're unfamiliar, I'm a small business owner that has a business that has nothing to do with 3D printing, but I already have a warehouse where we do administrative and warehouse inventory. And so I've got extra space, I'm already paying the overheads, and I've been interested in 3D printing. So I'm trying to prove the concept here at home, see if I can find the niche and scale it to the point where I have to move it into my warehouse, put employees on it, things like that. So checking in, what's going on today? Well, if you're an Anycubic owner, then maybe you noticed that yesterday there was a massive outage on Anycubic's cloud service or whatever. Now, I recently switched to the Anycubic Slicer Next app, their newest version that's forked off of Orca Slicer, which is really just Prusa Slicer. It's very incestuous, all these slicers, but finally Anycubic moving over to a more uniform. It's kind of like Bamboo Studio, but none of it worked. And I was ripping my hair out yesterday. I thought it was a networking issue because all of my printers disappeared from my app, from my workbench, from the desktop program. I was switching them, resetting them, resetting my network. I thought it was me. Turns out it was just a system-wide outage. So big negative mark, big, red star, red X to Anycubic on that one. But it seems to be up now. We're doing a prototype print here. All the rest of them are down because I couldn't print anything. It just, I noticed that it was up when I woke up this morning, and then a few hours later, I was like, okay, let's try it out. And so I got this prototype going here. And so checking in on the couple bamboos, we've got a round of NSFW type prints going on, doing full size on Devil Girl prints here, very fine layer height, although I might stop this print because it looks like it's flushing the infill. And I don't know if you can really see it. I might just let it run. I'm not sure yet. Got the angels over here. Here's another sort of one of the more suggestive models, I suppose. It's like a girl with like a ball and chain kind of attached to her. So you're gonna do that on the other Etsy entity. But if you watched the last video I put out, which was a couple days ago, trying to do a D20 cube, a big one. This is roughly 350 to 390 millimeters wide. Split the model, that way if it failed, I wouldn't lose out on the filament. And this is my fourth attempt, I think. And yet again, another layer shift. Now, someone had commented that I should put a Z-hop in the slicing settings to maybe avoid this, that maybe the print head was kind of catching, and that's what was causing the layer shift. I don't know why it would do that, because it seems to layer shift at the exact same place every time. And I really wish I would have kept my previous failures to really like nail that down, that it was indeed that. Someone say it was slicer settings, and because it keeps failing at that same spot on different printers, I'm thinking that's probably correct. The only problem is that I went to slice this in the new Anycubic Slicer Next, but it doesn't work. That's when I discovered that the downage was occurring. But it's another like $10 worth of filament. So I'm getting pretty deep into this here D20 now. I'm like $100 in prototyping, but hopefully once it gets settled, if I'm able to get this listed and sell this thing for like $100, then that kind of pays for it. Additionally, I'm sure a lot of people have already seen this, but BambuLabs put out a tweet yesterday. Now, Bambu's been widely rumored to be coming out with a new flagship printer in the latter portion of 2024, but they tweeted yesterday that it's not going to be until 2025, and they've basically given no information on it. Now, I have the Cobra 2 Maxes as my main workhorses because they have a big print bed, and that's so I can print large models and I can print multiples of small models like all in one go. And that's what I really like the Cobra 2 Max for detail, reliability, ease, and peace of mind. I really like Bambu, and so I've really been pining for a Bambu with a large print bed, and I know a lot of other people have too, because Prusa XL, that's a big print bed, up to 5 tool heads, but it's like $5,000 if you get it fully spec'd out. Plus, I think the Prusa XL is only like $350. That's not as big as a Cobra 2 Max, but it is a Core XY, so there's some appeal there. But a lot of people have been looking to Bambu, like, please make a larger format printer. You can see the tweet, you can go to their Twitter, but it says, our new top-of-the-line 3D printer launch moves to Q1 2025. They put a reply under that to say, to help you make an informed decision about whether to wait for this new release, here's what we can share now. So the information they release so we can make an informed decision is basically nothing. It says that it will integrate technology that pushes the boundaries of consumer 3D printing. It will be positioned above the current X1 series, so that you're just saying it's your new flagship, okay, targeting prosumers. And then focusing on features that will enable capabilities previously not possible in consumer 3D printing. So I don't know if that's them just kind of embellishing maybe a little bit. Are they going to do SLS? It's entirely unlikely that they would even consider that. Plus, they're saying features that are not previously possible in the consumer market, but their previous comment says targeting prosumers who demand cutting-edge performance. So, you know, I can see kind of like, you know, a general idea of, you know, what sort of printer they're going for, like, you know, lots of capability, but able to be run by the average person like me. But they've given no information here whatsoever. I can't make an informed decision on whether to wait or not based on that. Q1's only another 3 months away, but that's a 3-month period. So, you know, theoretically, they could come out with this thing in March of next year with an announcement saying like, okay, here's the announcement for it, and we're going to start selling it, you know, 3 months after that. So potentially it could be, you know, maybe upwards of a year before you even see this thing, just kind of based on this. The point being is that there is no information given whatsoever to make an informed decision. So I'm not even sure if I'll wait. I've been looking at the SVO8, the Sovol. It's not quite as big as the Cobra 2 Maxes, but you know, maybe I can like retool my designs to fit on that because it is Core XY, and I think that would make a big difference in what I'm doing. Either way, Anycubic is, you know, it kind of rubbing me a little bit the wrong way, but you know, I'll still keep them obviously, and maybe just run them always on like super ultra stable mode. And just kind of like, you know, whatever they produce is just kind of like a bonus. But that's what's going on with Bambu. As far as other things go with my startup sort of thing, didn't really get a lot done yesterday. My main business, my main job, had sort of a bit of a crisis yesterday I had to attend to for most of the day. So not too much, but hopefully getting added, new products being added today to the various Etsy's, Amazon Handmade, eBay, and kind of developing a little bit more of a list, of a punch list, of a workflow of adding these various products, where they go. And sort of, I've got a master spreadsheet of all my costs that are associated with each individual print and the profits and the ranges of profits that, you know, one could expect to enjoy. I'll probably try to tighten that up. So overall, it's really a matter of, you know, oddly enough, I'm focusing on these 3D sexy prints or whatever, because I'm trying to really hone in the fine detail on those so I can have like a highly presentable product to sell as I move it to a lower price point, and to just see if they sell. Because again, if you've been following the channel, you note that I'm kind of looking for the niche and just kind of sneezing out a bunch of different things in a bunch of different directions to try to see what works. And you know, I think these are a cool model. They are cool to me. I don't collect figurines, but they're kind of cool to look at. You know, maybe I'm just enchanted and amazed by what the printers are capable of, because I'm still less than a year into this this space. But I do think there may be some opportunity there. So I want to get some nice ones, and really it's a good practice for me to hone my skill. And ultimately, if they're not desirable at the price point that I want, you know, I could sell them close to cost to cover, and I think they would get snapped up at that price. And at that point, it's just really, you know, covering the cost of operation, filament, maybe a small amount of profit there. So I'm not too worried about it. I additionally have a retail outlet that I could try to move them through. If not, they could be decoration, because it's not, I mean, I'm not running a law firm here. I mean, it is a retail shop that sells quirky stuff, so I could certainly explore that option if I need to. That's the 3D printer update for today. Appreciate all the new subscribers coming in. Thank you again. Thank you for all the comments and suggestions. It's really been great, great resource, because when I screw something up, someone just flies right in and says, "You're doing that wrong, do this." And it's great. You're just doing my work for me, and it's amazing. I love it. Don't stop, never change. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.